So it's been a very interesting week because we thought we would get more audience on the first weekend, simply because this is a film that we have voiced out or tried to make people aware of it for a long time. It's a good response on the first weekend, but not as high as we thought it would be. And we realized that apparently all the promotion that we have made has been very successful, that a lot of people are aware about it, but they're still skeptical about this film that we're making because it's very new. It's a new genre, it's a new thing that it's been 20 years since the last film like this was made by Indonesian filmmakers. So what's interesting then, the response that we get from people that have watched it. These are people that are very open and curious and wanting to know about it. It's really, really amazing. And I think the endorsement grew. Even people, public figures, celebrities, they're all so amazed with this film and are helping endorsing even more through digital media, through social media. And we can see that the audience is climbing. Quite. Usually, if it's not so strong in the first weekend, it would go down. This one, it's pretty stable and has the tendency to grow. My tendency when I launch a film, I don't read too much. I prefer to let it flow, but of course I read some. The bloggers have a really amazing point of view about the film. Very excited. They thought this is the kind of film that would have cheesy effects or cheesy story, and quite amazed when they have seen the film. So that's most of the review that they made. The conventional, I think I've read two. One is very, very good. Again, amazed with the achievement of cinematography, of the choreography, of the set, of the location, and all the packaging of the film. The other one, think that this is very entertaining, very, comparing to any other Indonesian film, this is amazing. Of course, they have some critics about the pace of the film. Maybe that's a little bit different, or the way the characters are portrayed. Something that it's very strong, and the others maybe not all are consistent within the film. But overall, I think we get a very good response from critics and also from people who have watched the films. It's both, because we think conventional media is still very important and could reach a lot of audience. What's interesting is at the beginning, again, because we focus on the 15 to 25, we tend to talk to the pop culture audience. We go and promote this film at events like Popcorn, which is like a comic event. Also Hello Fest, which is animation and all of the young people, music people, also anything to do with pop culture. We focus also for the first time on digital media, which is social media, Twitter, Facebook, and any other website-based or net media, because we think more and more young generation or even older generation are getting news from the digital media. But at the same time, we also still approach the conventional media, magazines. Again, we focus on young magazines like Gadis and High, which are read by the young audience. But we also approach the secondary audience, which is 20 and above, 24 and above. And this are the ones that are getting a good feedback. Also Twitter, definitely. We've been getting a lot of feedback from that. So we are talking to, if you're talking about followers first, again, apparently the really, really active one, which is interactive, apparently is 20 and above. The young ones, they tend to read something within that 140 characters. They don't read further, even if we tag reviews or any other news on it. They prefer to read only within the 140 characters. So at the beginning, it's 20 something that are focusing, our platform in media or responding to that. But now we are grabbing the younger one because of the endorsement, especially after we getting the endorsement from public figures, from celebrities. People like Afgan. Who else? I think Bunga Citra Lestari and Pevita Pierce are suddenly very enthusiastic about this film too, and tweeted, and that generates curiosity, to their followers, to see this film. I think I would invest more on digital media next time. I think it's a platform that could last longer and is very interesting in the way we are getting feedback right away. And also I think I'm getting to know after focusing quite a lot on digital media, on this platform, I think next time I would know how to do it better. Definitely I'm getting a lot of positive feedback and getting to understand which channels are getting more response, from digital media. I haven't really checked on, is it Facebook, is it Twitter, or I haven't really got the recap of the whole thing. But I would say Twitter is by looking at it, by the tags that I get, the mention, it's humongous on Twitter. I think it's quite apparent that people always wants to get a quick insight of things, of news, of whatever is going on, and digital media is the fastest way that they can get it. That everybody is holding a mobile phone, and everybody's always searching on mobile, is always engaging through digital media. So I think just when you see around, that this is it. This is how people want to be involved in or engaged in whatever you are doing, be it through followers or media network that focus on digital. Again, this is the interesting thing about digital media. If you learn about it, engagement sometimes is high, but the actual involvement sometimes is still not as high as the engagement. After the Ada Apa Dengan Cinta came out on digital media, we got a really high hit of 5 million over, but not necessarily that. And these people would say that we will go and see your new film so that we can see the sequel of Ada Apa Dengan Cinta, but not necessarily. They talk about it, they kind of buzz about it, but not necessarily that they would go on the first, chance that they get to see the film. There's a tendency of waiting again until everybody else is doing it. So engagement, awareness is high, but engagement in terms of a real moving yourself, get away from your digital media or your mobile and then move forward, is not as high as the data that you get out of the platform.
What do you think that is?
I think the tendency is that you read about it, you wait. I think there's still people are still procrastinating. I think the urgency has to be like top urgency, and that's what I meant, that with digital media you have to be very patient. You have to keep doing it. You have to be consistent, so that the people that have read it once, they would want to read it twice, 3 times, 4 times, to then move, and actually this awareness move to moving and watch the film that you're promoting.